Good. We're excited about this. We did one at the last Marketecture Live. It was great. I'm confident in saying you're going to see some companies that will probably go on to big things. We had one company that was acquired a few months after showing themselves for the first time on the stage, and then another company, so that was Streamer. The other company was Creatify, raised a monster Series A just a few months later. So good things happen after the presentations. Talk about the day. Talk about the process, Sanja.
Yeah, so we're gonna see a couple of really interesting companies. The criteria to get on this stage was breadth and innovation. So the products are really interesting. One unique thing maybe for this panel is you're gonna see two companies that are not US based, which is an indication of how the industry is progressing, and also the visibility of Marketecture. We have two awards on here. One is an Eric and Sanja favorite. The second one is going to be your favorite. So you have to pay attention because you'll get to vote, and Ari will come up and talk a little bit about that. I think I covered everything. Yeah,
one other thing is it was super hard making the cut, the top five. We had off of just 2 posts and a couple of mentions, over 60 qualified submissions. So a testament to just like the innovation that's going on globally in ad tech, and obviously the reach of Marketecture. So this is going to be great. These are 5 awesome companies, and we can't be more excited. So with that said, why don't we get it going? First company will be Olyzon. Presenting is the CEO and co-founder, Jules Minvielle.
Woo,
Give it up for Jules.
Good afternoon. When I moved from France to New York, I was shocked. Just for my family to watch their favorite shows, I need to subscribe to 35 different streaming apps. And I guess in this room we all feel the same, right? But for the industry, it's not just annoyance. It's actually a multi-billion-dollar problem. When you look at the IAB reports published this year, you see that actually the brands need 3 things on CTV advertising. They need simplicity, they need transparency, and they need a better return on ad spend. When you look at simplicity, today the agencies need to juggle 3 to 6, sometimes 10 different platforms to run their campaigns on CTV and to reach their audience. We are talking about DSPs, SSP, new buying consoles, walled gardens as well. When you talk about return on ad spend, most of the time, CTV is just running the same 30-second full-screen video asset that is running on linear TV, when actually users are expecting more engaging and interactive formats on CTV. And if you talk about transparency, CTV is a black box. You don't know where a campaign is running. You don't know the channel names. Most of the time, you don't know the program names. And when you do have the list, it's a list of thousands of titles without information about or data about the context or whether or not they are relevant for your campaign. Well, this is exactly why we built Olyzon 2 years ago. We are an AI-native company that makes CTV simple, transparent, and effective for the largest brand on the market. We are AI-native, and I will insist on that. We are not just AI lipstick on a legacy tech, and it changes everything. From the ground up, we built this platform that is a revolution and not just an evolution of how you buy CTV today. Everything starts with a simple brief that can be even an email. From that, we'll enrich the brief with actionable data that we can find about the brand, the product, or even the competitive landscape. We'll turn this brief into an actionable media plan where you'll see all the list of channels that can be activated on the plan, and even a detail of show-by-show information for the media plan. And everything is transparent. It's actually the opposite of a black box. Every information, every enrichment step that we take, every data is displayed and available in the platform. So the reason why each show is selected and available in the media plan is actually displayed to the users here, and the criteria on which we score the shows are adapted to the unique goals of each brand, each agency, and each campaign. This is unique. But this is not where we stay. This is actually an activation platform, and this is the only available activation platform that manages cross-platform frequency management on CTV advertising. So basically, marketers can run their campaigns on all CTV platforms, manage the frequency management, and our agents will run those campaigns, optimize the contextual relevancy of each impression, and make sure that the performance at the impression level is optimized all along the campaign. Well, this is great already, but this is just half of the battle. Delivering the best ads is not just about targeting the right users and making sure that the ads are displayed in the right context. We actually make sure that we leverage AI to enhance our in-house creative studio, that is human beings, given the high standards that our clients are expecting from us. So we make sure that all eyes are on TV when it comes to running the campaigns on the big screen. And thank you very much. The future of AI is simple, it's effective, it's transparent, it's AI native, and the future is happening right now. Thank you so much.
That was great. Anybody that can manage the frequency issue in CTV is going to be very successful. So well done tackling that problem.
Yeah, and I love the transparency. I think the dashboard from a client perspective it's a meaningful step forward. So I think particularly for how young this company is, really amazing user experience, addressing a big problem where there's a lot of need. So checks all the boxes. Okay, awesome. Next up, I'm going to introduce Adam, who is the co-founder and CEO of Gigi. I love that name.
Hi. The most successful companies at the application layer in AI are able to identify a job in the workforce in which there's a lot of people in that job in which they're performing a lot of rote, manual, and repetitive tasks. We're seeking to do that with the Enterprise Media Manager, in which there are over 500,000 people globally performing a lot of rote, manual, and repetitive tasks at enterprise agencies and brands. Our first product is for the Amazon DSP, specifically targeting agencies. We believe that agentic AI should usher an era in which people no longer buy software, they hire software, and they train and manage and onboard it just like they would a team member. And it's our job, the software company, to give them the tools to do that. At the admin level, we allow advertising leadership to customize their Gigi agent for every media manager. And for every single media manager, they get increasingly personalized Gigi experience over time. Here are a couple of examples. We introduce agentic operating procedures. Campaign naming, building, and managing campaigns is often rife with error, lacks standardization, and can be incredibly laborious and time-consuming. It's particularly the case if you're in the Amazon DSP. Shots fired at Amazon. With agentic operating procedures, we enable our customers to codify their best practices agentically and allow standardization across every single media buyer on their team for all campaign management. We have something called advertiser context, in which our customers input high-level business overviews, media strategy, and KPIs stacked ranked across the funnel, in which Gigi will then optimize based on this always-on prompt that's given for additional context, and optimize KPIs contextually aware to each stage in the funnel. For individual media managers, we have agentic cards, so we believe that agentic AI should allow agencies to exponentially increase customers and revenue while maintaining a flat team. But they can't do that if they're spending every single day pressing buttons in a DSP across advertisers, orders, and line items. So agentic cards are a multi-account view in which media managers can triage all of their accounts within minutes by taking actions across opportunities, updates, and anomalies. The powerful thing with agentic cards, though, is that the underlying tech is a prompt. And so what we built is a card builder, which is effectively an agent builder for our customers, in which our customers can now assign Gigi complex tasks to be completed autonomously, bespoke to them. And how are we doing? We're doing quite well. We launched this product in GA in September, and we're set to grow by 400% from Q4 to Q3. So let's take a look at Gigi in action. So we tried to replicate the experience of a media manager getting emails and tasks assigned by various people on their team. So here, Gigi needs to build a campaign. And now we set up the campaign. These are the agentic operating procedures and advertiser context, and you send a prompt to build that campaign. And now Gigi will cross-reference the AOPs and advertiser context to then build so that it's done in the DSP in minutes rather than an hour. Campaign's done. We have an extra $100K in spend. Where should we allocate it and why? Gigi can do complex media planning across the funnel, data-driven, with economic rationale as to how to do it. And once approved, you can press execute, and thousands of line items can be updated in minutes. We have an agentic card feed here, as you can see, in which our agentic cards are primarily built for audience optimizations, pacing, and bid modifiers to ensure that if you onboard Gigi, we get as good, if not better, performance for clients. Then you can start to build your own custom cards unique to each advertiser and unique to the workflow of every single media manager. Oftentimes, our customers are using Gigi for weekly performance summaries. I swear it's over right now. And then the client meeting is all set. That's us.
I should disclose that my fund is an investor in Gigi. What I think is interesting about Gigi is we hear so much, and maybe this was kicked off, by the Sam Altman statement, that effectively like AI is not friendly to agencies. Yeah. But from somebody that's been in the space for some time, it's actually building something to empower agencies. Which I think is super cool, almost contrarian, but like awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. When I saw the pitch, which effectively is we can help agencies preserve margin and time and annoyance within the Amazon DSP, ecosystem, I was like, yes, I want to see that. Because anything that helps agencies preserve margin is all good with me, as once upon an agency person.
True. All right, moving on. We have Heather Macaulay from MadConnect.
Hidden tax in this industry that's affecting everyone in this room right now, and you might not even know it. Every time a brand wants to activate an audience, every time an agency wants to measure performance across channels, every time a platform wants to exchange data or enable agentic AI, someone, somewhere, is building or maintaining or fixing an integration. It's a tax on time, it's a tax on talent, it's a tax on innovation. It's the hidden tax of connectivity, and it's the very challenge that MadConnect solves for. Let me break it down for you. Data is the lifeblood of this industry, and all of these platforms have a role in bringing that data to life. They all have a purpose in your stack and in this ecosystem, but no platform can stand alone. Platforms need connectivity with other platforms to enable use cases like audience activation, measurement, reporting, data collaboration, enrichment. They need communication, but APIs will be able to do this for them, and the potential to do this for them. But this is the challenge. Data connectivity through APIs are manual and time-consuming. Each platform has their own API language. Constant updates cause APIs to fail. Some APIs have some platforms have dozens of APIs to connect to. Meta, for instance, updates their API every month. They don't tell anyone, of course. The audiences don't transfer. There's too much time spent on the plumbing and not enough time on progress. And that's where MadConnect comes in. MadConnect is the intelligent connectivity layer that brings instant connectivity into your ecosystem, whether you're an agency, brand, publisher, or platform. We normalize and connect data across all platforms, whether you're a CDP, DSP, clean room, identity provider, and if you need a connector that we don't have, we'll build it within 48 hours for free. We're deployed within your environment. That means we access data where it rests. The data doesn't move. We're neutral and focused. We'll never compete with the platforms that we support. And this is my favorite. We are an actual direct connection between source and destination platform. That means there's no loss of data fidelity, and there's speed. You don't have to wait 2 weeks anymore for an audience to transfer. Imagine that. So let's see a quick demo. MadConnect can be embedded into your own platform environment as a white label solution, or you can actually just log into the platform here to easily build a connection. So here, I'm going to select my source, which is going to be my Amazon S3. I'm going to fill out some parameters here and select a destination, which is Meta. They have very unique parameters. And very quickly, instead of waiting days and months for a connector to be updated, There you go, your connection's created, you're ready to go. So you're gonna say, Heather, agentic AI is here. Do we still need APIs? And the answer is yes. That connectivity tax, it's not gonna go away with AI, it's only going to get bigger. Because agents act through APIs. And if those APIs aren't connected, the agents can't act. So MadConnect still solves that problem of connectivity automation, but just for a smarter world of humans and agents to work together. So stop paying the hidden connectivity tax. You're already paying too many hidden taxes anyway. MadConnect is the intelligent connectivity layer that connects your data wherever it lives to the entire AdTech and Marketech ecosystem. No platform should stand alone. And now, you don't have to build your own integrations to make that possible. Our customers like TransUnion, Publicis Sapient, Fetch Rewards, Sony Entertainment, and Outfront all believe in outcomes, not in building and maintaining integrations. And we believe you should too. Thank you.
I mean, what can we say about this one? Everybody's lived this problem. I feel like API connectivity and maintenance is the bane of everybody's existence. So this pitch resonates. It just does.
Yeah, absolutely. Hidden taxes. We've never heard that before. I should disclose MadConnect is a sponsor of Marketecture Live. This is independent selection in terms of the startups, and my fund happens to be an investor in this one as well. Either way, that was awesome. What do we got next?
We have Carolyn, who's the GM for the Americas for Springboards. And this is an Australian company, and I am really excited to hear about this, to have you guys hear this pitch, because we don't have anything with creativity on stage. And so Carolyn's going to take us to that space.
I'm Carolyn Murphy. I'm the GM of the Americas for Springboards, representing my team down in Australia. And Springboards is an AI-powered platform to help your strategists and your creative teams at that upper funnel when they are unlocking net new thinking. No longer need to stare at a blank sheet of paper, but give me a ton of ideas to help me get started in my strategy and creative process. And yes, we are an AI company, but we are a self-loathing AI company. We hate that we're an AI company, but we are. And the reason we're a self-loathing AI company is because of guys like this, who are out there saying that AI is gonna take all your jobs, that you can go into Meta and that you can start an ad and you can get some great sales off of it with no human innovation or no human touch. And that is just not good advertising. I think if we all know the fundamentals of marketing and advertising, that is not great advertising. Sam Altman is wrong in saying that AI will handle 95% of our jobs. We firmly believe that they don't. The other challenge right now in the industry is that many might not realize is that if you're going to ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the other traditional LLMs, they are all funneling you to the same place. These platforms are built on patterns and probability, and you are getting the same answers, maybe slightly varied in the language, but as your competitor. And if I had more time, I would do this magic trick for you guys. I'll touch on it really briefly. I would challenge you all after today's session over happy hour, open up your phones, go to your favorite LLM, and ask it to give you a random number from 0 to 10. If I am wrong, I will buy you all a beer, but majority of you will all get the number 7. And then if you ask it again, it's gonna give you either 4 or 3. And that's the problem with AI today and the traditional LLMs, is they're built on probability and patterns. And we don't want to live in a world where everything is the same, where our cafes are already looking the same, our cars all look the same, and even our self-help books all look the effing same. So that is terrifying. So we at Springboards are trying to live in a world where that is not the same, where we already have a creative crisis. We know that. How can we make sure that we as marketers are continuing to put out better creative, more innovative creative? So we've built a creative tool to inspire you, not give you the answers. And the way that we do that is that we've applied the most powerful AI models to the traditional advertising process. You can come into Springboards and you can spark for a brand strategy, spark for insights, new inspiration, new observations, whether those be cultural insights, product insights, human insights. You can validate those insights through our platform. We have a research component, so you can make sure that you are validating your insights off of real data, not synthetic data, real data, to make sure that you are building a strategy that is based in reality. You can then bring those ideas all the way into a creative flow. So what does it look like on TikTok? What could an out-of-home campaign look like? And the difference of Springboards compared to everyone else is We hang our hat on variation. Variation is the name of the game to make sure that you are unlocking net new creative thinking. We did research sponsored by Google last year where we proved that if you put a brand into OpenAI, Anthropic, or Gemini, and you put the same brand into Springboards, we will give you up to 30x more ideas than those 3 platforms combined. So we are, wherever all those other platforms are trying to get you really granular, we are going broad and trying to give you a tonnage and leave the power back in your seat. You're the expert on your brand. You're the expert on your customers. It looks a bit like this. This is kind of a speedy demo, but you get the idea. You are sparking. You're sparking for new ideas, new thinking. You can pin what's interesting to you, and then you drag it into your canvas. We live in a collaborative world. We want to bring everybody in to collaborate. Quick backstory, our founders are all Australian. We are creators and strategists who learn to code. We have about 200 clients around the globe and Fortune 500 agencies. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. 2 of the sessions from earlier that stood out to me were the James Burrows session and Eric Seufert, most of which I didn't understand. But either way, they emphasized just the wave of innovation that is coming, largely due to creative. So I love to see solutions like this.
Yeah, and I think I love the slide around variation. I'm terrified of the idea that we're all going to end up thinking the same stuff because we're being fed the same things. And I think business innovation, creative innovation, it all comes from being able to think from here to there, not here to here. And so I think it's really important to have stretch tools in our pockets.
Totally. All right, and our final contestant.
From Sweden.
From Sweden, mind you, Elias Malm of Epiminds.
Woo-woo.
Hello everyone, my name is Elias. I am the co-founder of Epiminds. Epiminds is building a multi-agentic team for marketing. We are backed by Lightspeed and working with leading agencies across Europe and now expanding to the US. At the core of our system, we have Lucy. Lucy is an AI marketing manager managing a team of 20 specialized agents. They are both trained and specialized in key areas of marketing. This could be budget, copy, creative, analysis, you name it. It takes less than 60 seconds for one of our agencies to onboard one of their clients to Lucy and her team. They connect across all marketing channels, but also channels like Shopify, HubSpot, Salesforce, Perplexity, Google Trends to give you a holistic view of the client's marketing. The use cases here are endless since it is a dynamic system. You can do everything from reporting, audits, creatives, and so on. And all of our agents can not just analyze, but can also execute across all marketing channels and improve in real time, both from performance, but also from your agency's knowledge. So let's put Lucy to the test here. So let's say I'm meeting the client tomorrow and I want help with a QBR report. I'm asking Lucy to take care of this. And what is interesting here is that what's happening in the background is that the entire team is working together. They are fetching data in real time. They are communicating with each other to be able to help me solve this problem. And what our users love about this is that it's like talking to a data analyst. It is not just static numbers, but it's insights, correlations, conclusions, and IDs. And if you see something you like, you can just easily keep the conversation going. In this instance, Lucy flagged that searches regarding startup keywords were really interesting and had a high performance. So I want Lucy to execute on that. So I asked her to build out a campaign. This can, of course, be across all channels, but now I chose a search campaign on Google Ads. Lucy and her team then drafts this campaign. I can approve it, and then I can also ask them to implement it. I just type it simply, implement this campaign, and Lucy and her team goes into my accounts and execute this on my behalf. And this works across all channels, but in this case, I use Google Ads. I get a simple confirmation, and I can move on to the next thing. So this is pretty neat, but let's say if I want to put Lucy to the test. I want to delegate an entire area of my marketing. So I want to say that every day you should go through all of our accounts, you should check the pacing, and if there's anything that sticks out, you should flag it to me. Also, make sure to take care of my weekly reporting for an internal project. Lucy understands in the same chat that this is something different. She asks some clarifying questions. I say I want the report on Slack and at 8 a.m. in the mornings. She builds up an entire brief for this, and I can approve it. And I've outsourced that part of my work to my agentic team. We currently work with 20 leading agencies, and they are managing around 250 brands via our platform. We have another 500 companies and agencies that are requesting access to Lucy. But the number that we are most proud of is this one. Our early users report that they save around 20 hours per specialist per month, which is of course huge for both their clients and their bottom line. We are opening up to new agencies in the end of November. So if you want to talk about the future of marketing and the agentic AI's impact, or get access to Lucy, you can request access at epiminds.com/Lucy. Thank you.
Well, here again, we see the theme of saving time. And I think when we talk about AI and it being assistive technology, these kinds of use cases and these kinds of implementations are exactly what I think the industry would welcome. From a margin perspective, from a time spent perspective, and you see it reflected, early companies scaling so fast because the need is real.
Absolutely. So I think what we have next is, Ari, you're going to come on up and tell us what we're doing here.
All right, so we have 2 trophies. So one will be from the expert judges, and you have your hands full. That's a tough one. And the other one is going to be from you, who also have your hands full but are totally unaccountable. So we're going to put up, in a moment, we're going to put up a QR code that will let you vote. So get your phones ready. But I'm going to remind you of the company names so you don't forget and say, oh, which one was the one with the AI? Which would not be specific. It's pronounced Olyzon, or that's a really good name. It sounds like a really bad name, but it's actually a really good name. Olyzon, Gigi, MadConnect, Springboards, and Epiminds. Everyone's got it? Everyone kind of knows who you're going to vote for? Okay, take your picture and we're going to play the Jeopardy music. All right.
This is so hard, dude.
Yeah, we really loved all of them.
Yeah. Can we have 2 winners?
No.
Okay. All right. Go for it, Sanja.
Okay, we're going to go with Elias, Epiminds. Lucy wins.
Congratulations, Lucy.
All right. On up. Congratulations. Give you a little trophy. Let's take a little photo. Well, you should really take a photo. Well, we'll get the photos when we also say what the audience award. So are the stay up here. Stay. Sorry. Sorry. Hang out. All right. So do the audience agree with the professionals? The audience gave it to Heather Macaulay from MadConnect. Heather, congratulations. All right, let's take a quick photo here to commemorate. How much are you guys going to invest in these winners? We'll see.
To be negotiated.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations again.